Good morning. Good morning. Let's see if anyone's around. Oh, we got a few. Hey, Ian, how you doing? Hey, Travis, what's going on? Hope you guys had a good long weekend. We'll do a quick session here this morning. Let's get set up for the week. So, gee, the I am using Thursday's high and Thursday's low and Thursday's close. So, why am I doing that? Because this is Thursday night, there's Friday, and that's our Sunday night session. All of that inventory is long above the Thursday close. Hey, Raj. So, so far, no inventory correction. On Thursday night, there are these single prints that we did fill, but you can see that the market really didn't get into this second distribution here. I just left them on here just for reference so you could see. So it's inside Thursday's range, a little bit outside of Thursday's cost basis, right? We are up a little bit, so let's see if that holds. The way I'm doing it, Ian, is actually the way you're supposed to do it. You don't want to merge the Thursday Friday profile. You always want to acknowledge that that day was not that was the markets were closed that day. So it's good that you always remember that. That's why you don't want to merge all of that into there. Just so you keep perspective. This way you always see the details when you zoom out. Just a little, you know, the reason we do things is we want to see things in a very simple, clear way. So when you see something, you're like, oh, okay, it's inside. Yes, it's inside Thursday's range. Not much going on. Inventory is long, right? There's a short position here underneath. If you go right to there, where the overnight low is, 75.37, that is the short position. People are short underneath that. So that's why they're bids, right? Just helps you keep things, you know, in perspective. You can see how we came into that short position a few hours ago, back and forth, and now you can see when J period dropped down. So what does this mean, JJ? What does it mean when you say they're single prints? Now these are Globex single prints from Thursday night. That's the Friday session. But the most important thing, Ian, is to know that there were buy orders here, and these buyers, they got all the cheap product underneath 46. Now they might have gotten it 2 in the morning or 3 in the morning or whenever this was, right? So this is like 3 in the morning, 3, 4, 4:30. That's when all the good stuff, all the cheap stuff got bought at 3 to 4 in the morning. And now on liquidation, you can't get down to 46, right? So that gives you an understanding of where the buyers are. We know that there's sellers up here at 56. So when London opens now, our target is, can London take out that 75.50 low and go and tag that 74.46 area? Now, I've been lazy. I'm using the balance zone from Thursday, which is 26 to 32, because we're still in distribution, right? Because Thursday's product is all down here. See, here's Thursday's point of control is all the way down here at 75.10. So we're still selling all of that product, right? There was 1.4 million contracts, and then 89,000, 39,000. See, so we still have a lot to go, right? So we got a seller at VWAP. Just kind of getting, when you come back from a long weekend, don't just jump in and start trading. You know, hey, Redcom, give yourself some time to take a look around. You know, just like, you know, if you go into a new forest, take a look at the map and see where the hell you are, you know, before you just go throwing money around. Hey, Moran, how are you? So what we'll do is we'll keep it kind of a slow session unless something pops off when London opens. Get you guys set, ready for the week. I'm going to see how things trade today with equities on the first day back. It should be fairly slow because I would say most people are still away on holidays. If not for you guys, I would not be in front of the screens right now. Yeah, simple is good, Ian. You know why simple is good? Because when you're actually executing, the more complex you make your analysis, right? The more complex you make your analysis, the worse your execution is going to be. You're a technology guy. Pretend you're one of those risk processors. Reduced instruction set computing. Right? If you have a reduced instruction set, your execution is going to flow a lot better than someone who has to go through 200 checkpoints. You know what I mean? Thank you, Trademaker. Right? The more crap you've got to remember, the worse your execution's going to be. Hey, Donnie, what's going on? Right? Yeah, I mean, life is complicated enough. Let's not make trading complicated. You know, I'm sure we can find things to complicate our life with. Hey, Marcus, how you doing? Right. Like right now, right? This is really simple. We're underneath VWAP. There's a seller at VWAP, right? Rich is right at 75.54 half. We got a seller there. So is there a trade here? No, there isn't, right? What you'd like is if London opens in 8 minutes, pulls back under, say, 48, can't get down to 45, 46, and we can go long back up to VWAP. Something like that, right? If it shows if they show us a bid, right? Were you Were you up at 1 in the morning watching the soccer festivities, Raj? Bunch of the guys in my building were, I think, but they were drinking so much at 9 o'clock. I don't know how they stayed awake. Let's take a look at that. We got a half-hour chart here that you should see. It's generally it's the same thing. We've got inventory from under 75.30 that's being distributed really nicely between 44 and 66. So not a lot going on just now. Not a lot going on. Yeah, very much. If we zone out, you can see on the daily, it's just on the retraces, the lows are getting higher, right? We are going to have some selling once we get up to this levels here, but right now I think it'll just be a sideways summer. Do one of these kind of things. Just back and forth. I could deal with that. Yeah, definitely could use some elevator music. Take a look at the weekly. What are we looking at here, man? We're looking at the S&P futures, Mr. J. Dana. Welcome. Oh, cool. Good morning, South Africa. How you doing, Terrence? My girlfriend's from Pretoria. NQ, indeed it does, Lone Wolf. Now, as an old guy, I always warn people to be careful trading NQ, but it does work. So you can definitely use, you can go and use a 30-minute chart on NQ. Check this out. You've got a clear, there's your cost basis, right? Up to that level. And say you were shorting, you see that there's a seller there on the half hour. You start shorting that 29.80, 29.80, 90, 982, right? You'll be looking for support here. You can definitely trade NQ using this if you have the money and the skill, right? I do not recommend traders who are not consistently profitable to trade NQ. You will get your face torn off, but definitely. Oh, and I got some levels for IWM. I don't know if anybody wants them. I did them anyway. Yeah, this method works in any market, Lone Wolf, because it's really not a method. You're actually trading like the way the business works. You're actually trading the business. What about gold? There's gold in them there hills. Yeah, you could use it for gold as well, Terrence. I got a gold chart here somewhere. Where the hell is it? Oh, here it is, GC. Yeah. You can definitely use it for gold. Whatever you want to trade. Let's see, Avalon. How do you feel with volatility? With volatility and needing bigger stops? Ah, good question, Avalon. I've actually done 3 execution trading labs in our room about them. I'm not sure. I think you were in our room for a while. I've got 3 videos on exactly how to do it. First of all, if you are you a fast trader? How proficient are you with your skill in fast trading? Because volatile markets with big candles, you shouldn't touch if you're slow. You should work on your speed and your trade location, right? How I deal with volatility is now I've been trading for 34 years and I've done probably over 2 million trades in my life. So I'm fast. I'm fast because if I wasn't fast, I was fired. You guys don't have that same pressure to be, you don't have that sense of, oh crap, I got to get this done. So if you're a fast trader, make sure that you're on the ball when you're trading volatility. If you are used to trading Globex and you're a slow trader and you don't have the skill to trade a volatile market, don't do it. Yeah, I mean, in a fast market, if the business premise for your trade does not exist, why would you be in it? London's opening now, kind of tight. Let's see what it does. Where's my 1 minute chart? Oh, here it is. Yeah, just work on your speed. I mean, if you have, a 1 minute candle that's 20 points in size, the other thing is how big is your account? You know, how much do you really think this trade's going to work? How much capital are you putting towards it? Because if you do get stopped out of the trade, it is a business expense. You just got to run it like a business because it is a business. Do I have the skill and the capital to trade this at this time? If you don't, there's no shame in sitting and watching. I'm telling you, the best risk management and capital preservation is humility. If you don't know what you're doing, there's really no reason to be trading. You're just throwing money out the window. You know. Here we go. We got a seller now. London's going to come down. Yeah. So if you know in July that you give back money, Yeah, maybe take a few more holidays, you know? What the hell? It's summer, you know? You might as well enjoy the summer. We only have so many summers, right? So if you know that July traps you, only trade those A plus setups, or if you're really feeling on the ball, don't force yourself into bad situations. It's easier said than done, but discipline is something you got to practice. Me, I hate giving back money. I cannot stand it because where I come from, if you give back money, you're fired, right? We're doing a different kind of business when you trade for clients, but you're not allowed to lose money, blow up accounts, all of that sort of thing. That's just not how the world works on Wall Street or any financial market. You are expected to earn. If you're not earning, you're fired. They let you go very quickly. There's no there's no loyalty to, to people who work at brokerage firms. They are disposable. Yeah. And the other thing too is, as Raj was just saying, be self-aware. Are you feeling sick? Are you tired? Like right now, I was up to like 1 in the morning, right? I tried to stay up for the stupid soccer game and then I fell asleep. So I'm kind of tired. I haven't taken a trade this morning yet, right? Exactly. More than losing the money to it kills your confidence, right? So you really should, work on being self-aware. Be like, when you turn on a car, it runs a diagnostic check. Before you do a trade, sit down and go, is my brain really working? Am I seeing this? Maybe I'll test it with the micro and see. I'll trade a couple of micros, and if I lose 30 or 40 bucks 2 or 3 times, I'll just kind of stop. I'm missing something. I might be early. I might be. We have something that we're working on in our trading room at Trading Syndicate on course correcting. A lot of traders, they don't know how, when they get stopped out, how to use that information on their next transaction. A lot of traders don't know how to do that. Let's see if we can clear VWAP now. If we've got the position, we should now take it and go sell it up near that 61, 62 area. So those of you who are looking to buy a breakout of VWAP, which is a common thing, right? VWAP is nice and flat. So if you're buying this area here, you want to make sure it holds VWAP. Now, say you're long 56, right? Go put a 58 offer out, right? See if you can get tickled out at 58, right? Put your offers out. Do not wait for an invitation to sell, right? Because a lot of times these breakouts will be false breakouts because the size traders who are long 52 to 55, they would see they're selling into it, right? Right there, right? Do you guys see that? Listen, if I was long 500 contracts between 53 and 54, I'd be hitting you guys in the face with them right now, like bing, 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 take them, take them, take them, take them. I'd be selling the 57s, the 58s, the 56s, right? That's how wholesale thinks. They don't want to make 30 points on 500 contracts. That's just not, you know, that's not how you do business as a wholesaler, right? Volume, volume, volume. You're pushing volume through a spread. Let's see. Give it some time. Let's see if it holds VWAP. But one thing I will tell you guys that, and I know a lot of people are really wanting to hold trades for 20 points, 30 points, 50 points. You know the reason why you guys want to hold trades longer? I was thinking about this. It hit me on the weekend. I was talking to some people. The reason you guys want to hold trades longer and make like 30 points a trade or 40 points a trade is you're actually scared of trading. You want to get your trade done in one trade. That too, Moran, right? But you're also scared. You want to make all your money in one trade and then run away, hopefully, right? But that's not how it works. So when you're long, say, if you're buying above VWAP on that flush right now, say you bought 56, right? Or you were lucky enough to buy 55 and a half. Put your offers out. Get your offers out because it's sticky, right? Your Gen X degen. But that's why people they want to make 30, 40 points on a trade. Also, it sounds great. I make 40 points a day on just one trade. Yeah, make sure you sell your contracts, my friends. If they're not taking them, lower your price a little bit. You can see that there's a seller there, right? Look, they're raising the offer, no takers, no taker. Look. See how the offer pops up and then pops back down to 57 quarter? Because there's a seller there. They're competing there. So if you have contracts, you should be selling them at quarter instead of half. Okay, now it printed half. There you go. Make sure you sell. Make sure you get paid. You know, if you're not getting paid, why are you sitting here, right? Because you're all looking for the big payday, right? I get that. I used to have this buddy. We used to call him Paste because he was so pasty. We just called him Paste. And Paste would always say, and we were in high school, he would always say, I need millions and millions of dollars now. And I remember that when I talk to retail traders. They're like, JJ, I need to make $1 million today and then tell my boss to go piss up a rope. Right? Everybody wants to retire today. Right? Don't worry about it, man. Take some enjoyment in the trading, right? It'll help you. Enjoy the ride. As Tom Basso says, enjoy the ride. Come on, let's see if we can take out the 58s. Come on. Big push here. Big push. Can we get a 57 and 3/4 print? Nobody is willing to buy 3/4. Do you see that? You guys awake? I know it's after a 3-day weekend. But look, the offer keeps going and nobody takes that 57 3/4 offer. Look, see? Going begging, begging, begging. Nope. So you know that there's competition at half. Look at the top of the candles at the half. 1, 2, 3 1-minute candles with the exact same top. Now tell me you need some sort of fancy dom to know that there's seller competition at 7.5, right? If you can't figure this out by looking at a 1-minute candle and drawing a straight line, it's not going to happen ever. Look, there's your seller. They need to raise the offer and print the 3/4. Look, see, look, amazing. I mean, they'll show 3/4, but nobody wants to buy it. That tells you that why would I buy it at 3/4 if I can get it at a half or at a quarter, right? It's as plain as the nose on your face. So how do you use that information? Well, if you were long 55 or 56, you see their sellers competing here, get rid of it, right? Do you really want to get into an argument here or do you want to take your money? See? Most probably you will lose the argument. I've never really heard of a retail trader winning an argument. See? Now you're SOL, right? You are SOL if you didn't sell 57 quarter. Now you're begging them to buy it at 56 and a quarter. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to teach you here? Do you guys get it? This is why I tell you to draw a line and watch the offer because that is the best indication of order flow that there will ever be, right? You would have had to be had rocks in your head if you weren't selling 57 and a quarter, right? You know that there's competition at 57 half. They tried to get you to buy it at 57 and 3/4. Not a single person in the entire world took that 7 3/4 printed it. Not a single person bought the offer at 57 3/4. That is the best order flow information you will ever receive. No one will ever tell you to just look at the 1 minute candles and you'll know exactly where the buyers are and where the sellers are. And you know exactly where the buyers are because that's where the sellers stop selling. Because that's like a glass store. They see buyers, they're like, oh, let's raise price. Look, now they're raising price. Now try and sell me your $2,000 order flow software. What a crock. And you know there's going to be a seller here now at 56 3/4. There's 3/4. Let's see if we can print the 57s. Boom, 57. They saw a buyer. They're raising price. They put it on sale from 57 and a half all the way down to 55 and a change. And when they did, what happened? That brought in buyers. Now maybe we can get some idiot to buy 57 3/4. Look, see? Boom, 3/4 print. Thank you. As in plumbing, in markets, a flush is better than a full house. Okay? In plumbing and in financial markets, a flush is better than a full house. Seller at 57 half, we flushed, brought in some new buyers. We finally got that 3/4 print. So we might have to do this for a while before we can bring in enough suckers to buy the 58, 59s up to 62. Let's see. Isn't this fun? Now, can we get, as they would say, they used to have this girl who worked on our trading desk, and she'd go, "Let's see if we can get some fool to buy 58." Oh man! And she'd always come into work, and it's like she had been out the whole night, and she just like stumbled back into work, like kind of hungover and like hair all disheveled. But she put on that headset, and as soon as she started trading, man, she was killing people. See, the sellers are still there. Don't need a rocket scientist to figure this stuff out. There's no game theory here. It's just a product that's being put on sale right when it has to be, and they raise price when they see buyers. You guys get it? Cool. It's really all there is. Yeah, the ranges are much bigger now, Avalon. This market has changed. And we've been talking about how it's changing over the last 3 years. The order books get thinner, the ranges get larger. The wholesale market makers have to spread their net cap over a much wider range. Yeah, you're probably right there, Avalon. See, we still can't. There's like a wall of selling at 57 and 3/4 and 7/2. The book is thin. The book nowadays, especially if you're trading NQ. I mean, have you ever looked at the gold order book? The order book for gold and some of those products, they're like 1990s, like supermodel, like thin. Oh my God, they're thin. You know, you drop 20, 30 contracts, you'll move price all over the place. That's why I like ES, because it's still the thickest product there is, right? I mean, it's thin now, but it's at least it's thicker than NQ. There we go. Finally, we got, as Fish would say on the trade desk, get some fool to buy a 59. We did it. All right. Yeah. And now, if we can get them to keep coming, there we go. Come on. It's like, here, kitty, kitty. Here, trader. Come on. Come on, buy it. Oh, see, then now they're starting to lower that offer. Oh, found a buyer at 58. It's so slow, you can see every trade being conducted on the 1 minute. Hey, John, what's going on? Yeah, it has balanced out, Avalon. Definitely. And there are a lot more large players in this market now. So we've got on the old half-hour candle wax chart up at 62, we got to stop there. And then we got the next stop at 66 and a quarter half. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to try and bring buyers in here. Hopefully. Right? It's just too much competition right now. So probably back to this back and forth. Inventory is long from Thursday. So remember that. Yeah, it might, Avalon. It might. I think it will be sideways through the summer. There's a fairly large range that we're in. I did up this, where is it here? I did up this chart. I was experimenting with a balance zone here. And then I saw this 2 up, 2 down. We're basically, I think this is sort of the next couple of weeks between 75.22 and 76.04. Just kind of maybe one of these, maybe one of these. Alrighty, folks. Yeah, I think it's time to shut it down. It's kind of slow, eh? No questions? See, Marcus. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to let you guys go a couple of minutes early. Have a good one. Come see us at tradingsyndicate.org. It's okay. We're still in kind of holiday mode here. And we'll see you at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time. Have a great morning. Stay out of trouble. Thanks for being with me. See you folks soon. Bye for now.